Okay, guys, this is going to be part two. I told you that I was going to tell you about the documentary, and I'm trying to do my best, but there's so much, so much. I had to break it down. I broke it into five pieces, and if I could get my brain to kind of stick to what I wrote, we'll get out of here faster. I keep going on tangents because I want to give you all the information and give you some insight of how that happens. Also, I'm going to be talking about abuse. So if you are delicate with that type of situation, please, take a break. This may not be the video for you. We're not going to have a lot of laughs on this one. We're talking some pretty serious topics, and your mental health is the most important thing, rather than chisme, because chisme is good, but not if it's going to traumatize you. So be careful, okay? We're going to talk about the leeching. You know what a leech does, right? It just attaches itself and it takes. And this documentary did a good job of showing how that's a very dark thing that he loves to do. Is he latches on to people who are talented, people that he admires. Uh, he will latch on so that he can make himself better. So let's go to what I wrote, so that way you kind of get what I'm saying. Okay, so people who grow up in chaos sometimes learn to survive by attaching themselves to others. But when you mix that with the narcissism, it can be predatory. Okay. So someone like this looks at a person and thinks, what can I steal? Can I steal your talent, your shine, your power, your ideas, your connections, your partner? He doesn't want to build with you, he wants to feed off of you. So, for example, you got Andre Harrell. I'm going to give you a couple of examples, all right? So, Andre Harrell was the music executive that gave him his way in. And he was like a father to him. He protected him. He even let him move into his house when he bought a $1 million house, his first one. And Didi moved in and threw parties in there when he wasn't home. And he was very disrespectful about it. And then he started going from the young guy that wanted to ingratiate himself, who was doing really great job, because Diddy did have a talent uh, for mixing with music, for knowing how to put things together. That's what he did. He had a talent for putting things together and a good ear. So, but instead of just working on those things, he decided to gun for Andre's job. Andre let him go, and he walked away with the experience, with the contacts, and he also let him keep Biggie, because Biggie didn't belong to Bad Boy. He belonged to, I think it was Arista. So I'm not very good at remembering all the names, especially under pressure. So Kirk Burroughs was the guy that co-founded um, Bad Boy with him. And he alleges essay, financial abuse, intimidation, and then being forced out. So the way he puts it is that he saw how Diddy would take advantage of the artist because he was doing all the financials. The interesting part about this documentary is that Kirk actually has all the notes and the dates and everything, all his little books, because he's like one of those avid note takers, so he can back up what he's saying. The thing was is that when when Diddy decided that he wanted to get Kirk's 25%, he showed up at the office and he found Diddy in there with the bat, being very threatening, talking to him about, I need your shares because I'm trying to do a big deal and then I will give them right back to you. Come on, come on, come on. But at the same time, being very threatening with that bat. So he went ahead and did it because he wanted to stay. He wanted to see it through. He could see it was a great, uh, it was becoming a powerhouse. So he wanted to be part of that. He wanted to stay. And with Biggie, he took advantage of him, like all the other artists, by not compensating him properly, by in inserting himself in the videos and the music. Uh, and he used to charge the artists for being in their videos and their music. Um, and he would charge him premium. So he's getting royalties from all their music. If you hear him in it, he's getting royalties. Um, he also, the saddest part is that he exploited him after he passed. So he built this persona of this guy who had just lost his best friend, and he put out the record, Missing You, the biggest hit for him. Um, and we all bought into it because we felt bad because his friend was passed. And by we, I mean you guys, because I could see right through that snake. But anyway, he he tried to change the terms of Biggie's contract that he had just renegotiated so he could actually make some money. And he told Kirk, go ahead and change it. They don't know. And that way, to make it more favorable towards us, Kirk said no. So Diddy fired him. And and let's talk about the cover of Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone was going to put Biggie in the cover as a memorial, but Diddy was about to put out his album and he wanted that cover and he got that cover. So it isn't about loyalty, it's about branding. So artists like 112, Craig Mack, Total, Danity Kane, Day 26, so many of them walked away broke and emotionally crushed because narcissists can't stand when somebody else outshines them. So let me tell you why personal abuse matters. Because the documentary made it clear that he didn't just exploit people financially or artistically. There were many allegations of essay against men and women. And that's not about desire, attraction, or intimacy. That is about breaking people. So, psychologically, when an abuser uses sex as a weapon, it sends one message: I own you, I control your body, your shame, and I control what you're willing to tolerate. This is why many victims go silent, not because they are weak, but because sexual humiliation creates deep shame, confusion, trauma, and self blame. When people say, well, why didn't they fight? Why didn't they leave? When someone mixes love, praise, money, humiliation, essay, threats, unpredictable behavior, and fake loyalty, your nervous system gets stuck in freeze mode. Victims' brains are literally trying to survive. They don't have access to the fight or flight. They go into compliance to stay safe. The body says, if I stay really small and if I stay quiet, maybe I'll survive this. So it's not weakness, it's biology. So let me tell you how he breaks people down. He picks talented people, people with something he wants, people with shine, then he isolates them, starves them financially, humiliates them privately, rewards them unpredictably. That way they get that little, cookie, and then takes credit for their work, threatens their career, and uses uh, essay to break their confidence. This destroys a person's sense of self. Victims become shells of their former selves. They forget who they were before him, and then they rely on him to give them that sense of that they're doing the right thing. And they don't believe anybody's going to believe them anyway. So why he does it? He does it because he has deep insecurity. A narcissist with insecurity will steal identity, power, talent, relationships, and shine because the only way they feel big is by making others feel small. So let me tell you, the cost of to the victims is heavy. It is trauma, anxiety, depression, disassociation, loss of identity, loss of career. They question their worth, their reality, whether speaking out is going to destroy them or bring them more pain. And the sad truth is, a lot of victims stayed because they truly believed nobody else was going to believe them. And they weren't wrong. Look at how we react to that type of thing. So I want to make sure that we understand that so that way we don't do that thing that everybody's doing. Now, why did they stay? How could they leave? They didn't have money to leave. This man was literally starving them, had their talent and their work, and they were still waiting for payment. I mean, a lot of them had no choice in a way. And physically, it was really hard for them. They were real victims involved. Anyway, I will bring you part three. Part three, we're going to talk about the women. Are you ready to talk about the women?